Hi guys, welcome to JavaScript video tutorials series. In this video, I would like to discuss closures in JavaScript. What is a closure? Closure is a function that retains access to the variables of its outer function even after the outer function has finished executing. Try to understand this statement, guys. Closure is a function that retains access to the variables of its outer function even after the outer function has finished executing. If a function retains access to the variable or variables of its outer function even after the outer function has finished executing, then that function is actually called as closure function, guys. Okay, let's have a demo and understand everything clearly step by step. Here I have default.html page. I right click on it, say open with notepad. You can see that default.html page is open in the notepad. Its title is set to JS closures demo. I minimize it. I right click on default.html page, say open with Google Chrome. You can see default.html page is open in the Chrome. Title is set to JS closures demo. Here inside the script tag, I am going to create a function. I say here function, and the function name I say change color. It is going to accept the color to change, opening flower bracket and closing flower bracket. Inside this I say document.body.style.background color should be equal to given color. Of course, we know that functions are executed only when we call them. If I save this, come to browser and reload, nothing happens. I have to call this change color function, right? So here I am calling the change color function and I give the color. Here I give color, let's say orange. If I save this, come to browser and reload, you can see that it has set the background color to orange. Let me explain how this code is executed behind the scene. I go to customize, more tools, developer tools. You can see that developer tools is open here. Here we have our code. Okay, let me zoom it so that you can see it clearly. Okay, now I want to put a breakpoint on this line, change color orange. Okay, I reload the page. Now change color function is called. Okay, when I say step into, change color function is called, and we know that what happens when we call a function. When we call a function, we know that that function is pushed onto the stack and its variables are created in the local scope, right? So if I say step into, you can see change color is pushed onto the call stack and color variable is created in the local scope with the value orange. And then this statement is executed. It is going to set the orange to body as a background color. I say step into, you can see background color is changed to orange. And then the function execution is completed. When the function execution is completed, it comes back, right? It comes back. When the function execution is completed, what happens? That function is removed from the stack and its local variables are removed, right? Local variables are removed from the local scope here. So if I say step into, you can see from the call stack, change color function is removed, as well as from the local scope, there is no local scope at all. You can see from the local scope, the color variable is removed. We have no access to this color variable afterwards, right? So that's how this code works. Now what I do is, instead of executing this code here, I want to put this inside a function. Okay, I'm going to put this inside a function. Now this function is an anonymous function, a function without name, right? It is a function without name. It is actually called anonymous function. Okay, and this anonymous function is referring the variable from outer function, right? This function is referring the color variable, which is actually the outer function variable, right? Now this is actually called as closure. Closure is a function which retains access to the variable from its outer function even after the outer function has finished executing. So what I am going to do here, I am going to return. Okay, I say here return, return the function, return this anonymous function. When we call change color function, okay, it comes here, orange is stored in the color variable. Instead of executing this statement, it is going to return this entire function. Okay, it is going to return the entire function here. Now what I do, to execute this function, we have to give a name to that function. So what I do here, I'm going to create one variable called as change to orange equal to, okay, change color function is called, orange is stored in the color variable, and this function is going to return this anonymous function. The whole function it returns back in this place. Okay, so what happens is this entire function comes over here and assigned to change to orange variable. So what happens here, change to orange is going to become the name of this function. So we can simply execute this function using this variable. So what I do here, I come here and paste and call that function. Simple. If I save this, come to browser and reload the page, you see we are getting the same output, right? We are getting the same output. Now let me explain how this code is executed. Okay, how this code is executed using same customize, more tools, developer tools. Now I want to put a breakpoint on line number 18 here. Okay, I reload the page. Okay, I reloaded. Now what happens? Of course, first change color is called. So when we call change color function, of course change color function is pushed onto the stack and the color variable is created in the local scope, right? I say step into, you can clearly see that change color is pushed onto the call stack and color variable has the value orange in the local scope. Now what happens here when return statement is executed? Of course the control comes back, right? It is not going to execute this function. It returns this entire function and assigns to change to orange variable. When the function execution is completed, when the control comes back, we know that change color function is removed from the stack as well as color orange is removed from the local scope, right? But here what happens? It is going to be removed from the local scope, but it is going to be pushed to a closure scope, guys. There will be one more scope created called closure scope. This color variable is moved to the closure scope so that the closure function can access that variable anytime. Understanding? The variable is not completely removed from the memory as before. So if I say step into, you can see that it is going to return this back to change to orange function. See, now we are calling change to orange. When we call change to orange, okay, it is going to have one more scope called closure scope. In the closure scope, you can find this color variable. If I say step into, you can see now we have change color function, right? Change color function, and change color function closure scope has the color variable with the value orange. So orange is assigned to the background color here. So I say step into, you can see background color is set and then the control comes back. So that is how the closure functions actually work, guys. Even after the function execution is done, the closure functions have access to that variable, guys, the outer function variables. I hope you guys are clearly understanding here. So that is about the closure function, guys. Now if I want, I can copy this and paste down. I can create a variable called change to yellow, and here instead of orange I can say here yellow, and I'm going to call change to yellow. Okay, now we'll have a background color yellow set. If I save this, come to browser and reload, you see background color yellow is set. Okay, so that is the closure function. I hope you guys have clearly understood. Closure function is a function. It retains access to the variables of its outer function even after the outer function has finished its execution. So there is a separate closure scope for closure variables. Okay, in the closure scope, it is going to have the variables from the outer function, okay, which are referred by the closure function, guys. Now what is the use of closure functions? What's the use of closure functions? Closure functions you can use to build libraries. You can use to create utility objects. So let's have one more example here. Okay, let's have one more example. Now I am going to create a variable called body background color utility. Okay, utility, body background color utility. So this is going to be an object, like we have a document object. Inside the document object we have document.write function. Inside that we have the get element by id, get element by class, get element by tag name. Like that I am creating one object. Using that we can set the body background color easily. So here I am creating a variable called body background color utility. Now what it is going to do, okay, it is going to execute a function immediately. So this is IIFE, we have discussed before, right? Immediately invocable function. So here we are going to execute this function immediately. It's an anonymous function. We are going to execute this function immediately, right? So let me show. If I say here alert and say here hi, so it is executed immediately. Okay, we need not to call separately here. It is actually calling itself. So if I save this and come here and reload, you will see hi is displayed. That means this function is executing immediately. Okay, this is IIFE. If you don't know, please go through the previous videos. So here I am going to create one variable called as color. Initially it is not going to have anything. Now what this function is going to do, it is going to return a JavaScript object. Instead of returning a function like previously, it is going to return an object actually, and this object is going to have properties. Okay, first one is the set color and second one is get color. What is the work of set color? Set color is actually assigned with a function, so it is going to become a function. Okay, it is going to be a function. What set color is going to do? Set color function is going to take a value, that is the color. It actually takes the color, and here I am going to say color should be equal to value that user gives. Okay, and then it is going to say document dot body dot style dot background color equals to color. So you can see that this set color function is actually a closure. Why it is a closure? Because this function is accessing the variable from outer function, right? This is our outer function. Inside that we have a set color function, and it is referring the outer function variable here, right? Color. So this is a closure function, guys. And get color is a function. It is not take any value, but it is going to return. It is going to return the current color. So this is also a closure function. Understanding? Okay, that's great. So when this statement is executed, okay, body background color utility is going to be an object. It is going to be an object because we are assigning an object here. You can see that we are assigning an object to body background color utility, and it has two functions, set color and get color. Okay, set color is going to set the given color to body as a background color, and get color is going to return the current color. Now we can simply say body background color utility is an object, right? We have object here dot set color. We can simply call the set color function and give a value whatever we want. Like I want to set orange color, O-R-A-N-G, orange. If I save this, come to browser and reload, you can see that it has set the background color orange. If I want, I can get also. I can simply say here alert body background color utility dot get color. I am calling the get color function here. So it is going to return the current color. Current color is orange, right? If I save this, come to browser and reload, you can see it has displayed orange. So you can take help of closure functions to create utility objects. If you want, you can convert this into a JavaScript library, guys. You can convert this code into a JavaScript library, and you can give that JavaScript file or library to anybody so that they can set the background color or get the current background color of any HTML page, right? So what you can do is you can document it. First you can document. So you can say documentation here, commenting. I am just commenting here. I say set and get background color of body, and here you can say body background color utility set color, and here we have to pass a value. So we are giving instruction to the user how they can use this. Okay, so to set background color, you have to write this code, body background color utility set color, and give a value whatever you want. Okay, and similarly I'm saying here to get current BACKGR background color. Okay, you have to use this function. So we are giving all the instruction to the users. Okay, so I'm deleting this. Now this entire code I'm going to cut this from here and create one more notepad file. Inside that I paste it. Okay, this is our code. I'm going to save it. File, save as. I save it as what I do here, I'm going to copy this, Control C to copy, file, save as, and I give the name body background color utility .js. So I'm saving it as a JavaScript file. So it is going to become a library. Or a file which anybody can use. I save it at the desktop. Okay, I saved it. Okay, and then now if I save this, come to browser and reload, it is not going to have any background color. Now what I do here, first I'm going to add that JavaScript file here using script tag, opening script, closing script, and then I say here src source background utility.js. So you can see I have added the JavaScript library. So anybody else can add the JavaScript library that we have created like this, and then they will read the documentation, right? We have given a proper documentation here. They open in Notepad and they'll read, okay, this is how I can set the background color. Okay, they will copy this code and use in their HTML file using the script tag here, and then they set a value here. Okay, I have to set a value whatever color they want, like let's say yellow, YELLO, yellow, and semicolon. So after they save and reload the page, they will see, oh, background color orange, yellow is set to the body, right? So this is how they can use our JavaScript file. You can take help of the closure functions to create your own JavaScript libraries or utility objects to do lot of things. Okay, you can create a utility object to do animations, you can create a utility object to do calculations, etc, etc, with the help of these closures, guys. So closures are very powerful, and I hope you guys have clearly understood. Closure function is a special function which retains access to the variables of its outer function. Okay, it retains access. Okay, it accesses outer function variable even after the function execution is completed, guys. I hope you guys have clearly understood. I suggest you people to try these codes. Okay, execute these codes 1 or 2 times. If you still have any doubts, feel free to put them in the comment section. I'll be happy to clear, guys. In the upcoming video tutorials, we'll discuss more about JavaScript in depth, step by step. For more benefits and be up to date, do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Keep learning, keep coding, keep sharing. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. See you in the next tutorial.